Hey Gladiators, welcome to week 2 meal prep 1. We're excited that you could join us today, so let's get started.
Today's menu: Meal 1, boiled eggs, oatmeal with peanut butter, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Meal 2, sweet and sour chicken with chickpeas and vegetables. Your post-workout will be a protein shake and 1 apple or fruit you have chosen. Meal 3 will be meatloaf, carrots, cauliflower with sweet potato. Meal 4, cherry almond protein cheesecake. At this time, we encourage you to get all of your groceries and spices ready before you start your prep. Preheat your oven to 380 degrees. Get your cherry jam spices ready. You will need 3 cups of cherries, a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract, a 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a 1/2 tablespoon of honey with a pinch of salt. Start cherry jam. Using a small pot, add 3 cups of cherries, a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract, a 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a 1/2 tablespoon of honey with a pinch of pink salt. Mix well. I added my salt when I added my cherries. Set cherries on stove, setting heat to medium. When water starts to boil, drop heat to low and simmer till the end of your meal prep. You will stir occasionally. Using a food processor, blend a 1/2 cup and 1 tablespoon of oatmeal. Set aside for later. Get your cheesecake spices ready. You will need 500 grams of 1% cottage cheese, 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract, a 1/2 tablespoon of cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, 1 scoop of protein powder, and 2 whole eggs. You are now ready to start meal 4, cheesecake. Using 1 tablespoon of olive oil, pour in baking pan. Wipe oil around pan with a paper towel. Add all your cheesecake ingredients to a food processor. Next, pour cheesecake mixture in pan. Blend well till it is smooth in appearance. I had to do this twice as I have a small food processor. Once you have completed the mixture, sprinkle chopped almonds on top. Your oven should be preheated by now. Add your cheesecake to oven for 30 to 35 minutes. You're looking for the edges to just starting to turn brown. You are now ready to start your meatloaf. Let's get your spices ready. 1 egg, 1 handful of spinach, a half a white onion, 1 jalapeno or 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, whichever you have chosen, 1 tablespoon of mustard, a half a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a half a cup of ground oatmeal, 1 tablespoon of parsley or a 1/4 cup fresh, 1 tablespoon of onion soup mix, 1 teaspoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of pink salt, a half a teaspoon of ginger, pinky tip if you're using real, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon of basil if you're using fresh, 5 to 8 leaves, with a pinch of savory and a pinch of cinnamon. Add all beef spices to a food processor. If you like heat and chose jalapeno, leave seeds in. If you want heat but not too much heat, take seeds out. If you are not using a jalapeno, add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper instead to balance the flavors. Once all ingredients have been added, blend to a thick paste. Leave in food processor until we need it. Next, you will need a bowl. Add beef and mixture from food processor. Mix well with your hands. Then add to loaf pan. You want to compact your meat so when your meatloaf has finished cooking, it does not fall apart on you. Set aside till it's ready for the oven. Cut sweet potato. You can cut French fry style or hash brown style. Add to large pan. I chose hash brown style. Drizzle 1 tablespoon of olive oil over sweet potato, mixing well. Get your sweet potato spices ready. In a small bowl, add 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of pink salt. Mix spices together before adding to your sweet potato. Sprinkle spices over sweet potato, mixing well. Set aside with meatloaf. Let's check back on our cherry jam. Jam should have started to boil. Let's give it a good stir, moving heat to low, looking for a simmer. We don't want that burnt taste. You are now ready to cook eggs for meal 1. Place eggs in pot. Fill water just above the top of the eggs. Then put on stove, setting heat to high till water comes to a boil. Then drop heat to medium and set timer for 13 minutes. Around this time, you are ready to take out your cheesecake out of the oven. It will look very puffed up, and as it cools, it compacts down. Don't panic, this is normal. You then can add sweet potato and meatloaf, setting timer for 40 to 50 minutes. You want your meatloaf to be getting a nice brown around the edges. While you are by the stove, give your jam a good stir. You are now ready to peel and cut carrots. Then chop your cauliflower, adding to a bowl. You want to add your carrots and cauliflower to a steamer. For me, I need to add a gadget to my pot. Fill water till it is just showing through. Then I can add my carrots and cauliflower with lid on. Then bring to stovetop, put heat on high till water starts to boil, and set timer for 8 to 10 minutes. Remove from heat. Time to get started on meal 2. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil to a large frying pan, putting heat on medium-high. Chop chicken into bite sizes and add to large pan. I like to use scissors. Egg timer should be going off. Drain hot water out of eggs. Add cold water for about 1 minute. Leave eggs in pot with cold water to cool till you are ready to meal prep. Start chopping your vegetables for your chicken dish. 1 broccoli, 1½ white onion, 1 red and 1 green pepper, 2 green onions, halfway chopping, check your chicken bites. Give them a good stir. Before putting your green onions back in the fridge, dampen a paper towel with water and wrap around the bottom. It helps keep them fresh. Also, I like to cut my green onions with scissors. The option is up to you. Add vegetables to chicken pan. Covering with lid, heat moving to medium-low. Green vegetable timer should be going off. I took my eggs out of sink, gave jam a quick stir. I took my vegetable pot, drained the hot water and gave a little bit of cold and let it sit there with the lid off until meal prep. Get your chicken spices ready. Add 1 teaspoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of pink salt, a half a cup of apple cider vinegar, just over 1/3 cup of honey, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of ground oatmeal, 3 tablespoons of ketchup or your favorite barbecue sauce. Add everything to a food processor, blend well, set aside till required to add to chicken dish. Drain and rinse your chickpeas, leaving in strainer till needed again. Stepping back on your chicken dish, give it a good stir and leave the lid on. You are ready to prep your post-workout meal. Add 1 scoop of protein powder per bag for a total of 3. I reused my bags from last week. When you are done, toss in your gym bag. If you have chosen a fruit other than an apple, chop this now. Grab 3 containers with 2 compartments, or 6 containers in total. I added eggs to one side, and then I added oatmeal, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then my peanut butter to the other side. Checking back on your jam, give a good stir. You are now ready to add chickpea and sauce and food processor to chicken dish. Mix well, leaving lid off, moving heat to low. You're looking for a simmer. Oven timer should be going off. Pull sweet potato and meatloaf out of oven to let cool for meal prep. Jam is now ready to be removed from heat. Sauce thickens as it cools to be meal prepped. Go back to your chicken dish and give another good stir. Prep your meal 4. You have 2 options. Option 1, grab 3 containers, cut your cheesecake into 3 slices, add jam on top. Seal up and put in the fridge. Option 2, you can divide your jam into 3 and add to 3 containers. Cut your cheesecake up into 3, add to 3 separate containers. Then combine the 2 when you are ready. The preference is totally up to you. Stirred chicken dish. And remove from heat. We are now ready to prep meal 3. Grab 3 containers, cut meatloaf into your serving sizes and add to your container. Then split your sweet potato and add to your container. Do the same for your carrots and cauliflower. If food still needs to cool at this time, set aside before adding to your fridge. Let's start to prep meal 2. Grab 3 containers and split meal up into 3. Then add to container. If you cook more than your serving size, add extra to freezer bags.
Hey Gladiators! This concludes our Week 2 Meal Prep 1. Comment below and let us know what you liked or disliked so we can continue to provide you with great content. Also, send us pictures of your meal prep foods to this email. We can also feature you on our website and Instagram page. Remember, champions are made, not born.